Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Christopher Garza Real Estate News. You ever wondered what year everybody is looking for whenever they kind of purchase a home? For instance, does everybody want a brand new home? Does anybody want a home that was built in the 1900s? Is there a want for homes that are groovy and built in the 60s and 70s? Or is it really just kind of what's out on the market in Seattle? That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. More specifically, just the areas that I talk about in Seattle, which were at the beginning of the video intro that we have here. Des Moines, SeaTac area, West Seattle, kind of the Soto district, all of those areas are what I'm talking about and where I'm going to be pulling these stats from. And if you are curious as far as what buyers are really wanting or looking for in the market as far as what decade it is, then today's episode is just for you. So like always, we're going to go ahead and start off with the 7-day numbers, which is really just what's been going on the past 7 days as far as sold, pending, expired. And in this case, we're really going to highlight the reduced because, well, what do buyers want? And if buyers don't want something, then you're going to eventually most likely have to reduce your home price. You don't have to. You could just take it off the market or stay at that price and hope hope for the best. But again, let's go ahead and start with these 7-day numbers. So as far as new listings, we have 96 new listings, and actually we have one home going off for every home coming on the market. So we have 96 pending as well. And then as you see here, we have highlighted listing price reduced, which is at 60. Now that's two-thirds of the homes that are being put on the market at the moment. So a lot of people are really missing that price whenever we're in this amazing market right now, whenever they first put that home on. So they're having to reduce that price. And as you can see here, 60 homes out of the let's just say 96 in the past 7 days that have gone on have been reduced. That's a lot of homes being reduced as far as the price goes. Now, not all of those homes are going to be the ones that were listed in the past 7 days. But again, we're just kind of going by what we're seeing on the screen here. So for every home that's going on the market here, two-thirds of them are having to be reduced in price because they didn't meet what the buyers uh, saw as far as the value of their home is. Now, taking away, sentimental equity, which equates to zero whenever you're looking at it. Just because little Johnny went out in that tire swing outside and broke his arm, that adds up to zero value to a potential buyer. So, and I don't mean to be harsh on that. It's just sentimental equity it really equates to nothing. And as you can see on the homes here that were listed, a lot of people thought that their home was worth a little bit more. Maybe a lot of that equity that they had added in was sentimental equity. So, as far as what we're talking about with this hot market right now, as I had mentioned earlier, we are at 6.8 on our mortgage rates at the moment. So there's a lot of activity going on. A lot of buyers are coming out of the market. I'm getting phone calls all the time as far as, oh, well, what's going on right here? Is it still a good market? A lot of people are super interested in what is going on in the market right now, just because interest rates are kind of ticking down a little bit. And so this is the lowest they've been since January of this year. As you can see here, it's 6.75 January 1st. Lowest it's been since the beginning of the year. So a lot of people coming out, especially with this warm weather that we're getting, minus this last day. It was a little rainy, but a lot of buyers coming out. So let's go ahead and get to the main point of the show, which is the numbers and showing kind of what the buyers want. So what I mean by that is that this list right here is going to show you the average combined days on market, as well as the sold price as opposed to the original list price. So if they went and changed the list and decreased it on one of these reduced values, it's not gonna be the comparative to whatever that reduced price was. It was gonna be what the original price that they put on the market was, and then if it was sold, what they got as opposed to the original price was. So just to clear that up, make these stats a little easier to look at, these blues are the combined days on market, and this red line here shows the basically the percentage of original price to what they actually received. We started off with the 1900s, 1920s here. As you can see, 20 days on market is what we see for this month. So this is same month to date as opposed to a year ago. So as you can see here, beginning of this month and basically the end of this month, we got an average combined days on market of 20 days. And then the percentage of list price that you're getting is about 99 here. And then last year, just to kind of give it something to compare to, uh, it was actually a little longer that it was sitting on the market. Interest rates had ticked up, previously, and so people were just kind of weren't comfortable with searching in the market with those interest rates being what they perceived as high. And then the actual original list price difference was 103. So they were getting a little bit more. The sellers that did decide to go on the market were getting a little bit more bang for their buck, even if they did have to wait a little bit longer. So 1900s to 1920s, decent. Again, only 20 homes this year, and then 11 that last year that we're gonna be pulling all these stats from. So not too many homes, but gives you a little bit of an idea of what the buyers are looking for. So now that we know kind of what we're looking at, we can kind of speed through all these now. So we have 20s to 30s here. Really not too bad. So as you can see in the history here too, you have, what is this? Not even 20 days on market for most of the years. We kind of went over there on 2019, 2021, which is actually kind of surprising because homes in the 1920s and 1930s usually have a little bit more in this Seattle area, a little bit more land that is coming with that actual home. So again, here 24 days on market as opposed to 36 of last year. So we're going down a little bit on these, and then 97% of list price. And we're also going to be going down a little bit on what they're getting out of the list price to original price. But again, really good as opposed to what we're looking for last year. Not the best out of what we're going to see today. So this is the 30s and 40s here. So homes built in the 1930s and 1940s. As you can see here, combined days on market are a little bit higher than what the 20s to 30s were. But also the original price to what they actually got out of it fluctuates a little bit as well with that. So if you looked at the last one, you had a huge fluctuation, then it kind of went straight down. This one kind of stayed a little bit, but you got a little bit of a bump a couple years, went down, not as huge of a curve there. And then we have 12 days on market, which is getting better again. Last one was 20 days on market, 18 ish days on market. But when you compare it to last year, you're actually up 4 days. Now, again, here, according to this, as opposed to last year, kind of a trend. You're getting about 5% less from the original list price to what they were getting out of it. Um, Again, let's see what the 50s and 60s have. Now, it's kind of crazy. Whenever you see a couple of these are under 10. So you have, well, this one's kind of close, not under 10, but you have these as you're getting higher in the years, it looks like the combined days on market are lowering a little bit, and then a huge bump here in 2021, 2022 for the 50s and 60s homes. Again, bigger lots on those as well. You're getting into complete different architecture as well. So the 1900s all the way up to about the 1940s, you basically have the same exact design, which is a box and a bunch of rooms. Closer to the 1900s, it's the kitchen isn't even separated from the dining room a lot of the times. So again, a whole different architecture and ways that they had actually built the house, the materials used to build the house as well. But again, 14 days on market as opposed to 17, and you're actually getting more this year than you did last year. Now, whenever we come to the 1960s and 70s, this is actually the best year. So this is the winner whenever you're looking at what are buyers looking for. This is what they've been looking for historically, as well as right now. You can see here, a lot of these are under 20 days on market. So you're not sitting on market too long whenever you have a home in the 1960s to 70s. And then also, you're going to be getting a lot out of your list price. So this is your 100 right here. This is 100% original price to sales price, and it has not dropped below that since 2014. About 20 mid 2014 is whenever it decided to drop below that, and then prior to that as well. But a lot of people out here, a lot of buyers loving the 60s to 70s homes. And you can also see 13 days on market is amazing, as opposed to the 19 from last year. And then you're getting 102 original list price to sales price, as opposed to the 100. So 100 still not even that bad for being last year and the higher interest rates, but that's definitely the winner. You got 70s to 80s here, which is amazing as well. Historically, it's been probably the better one, but as of recent, the 60s to 70s is actually beating it out a little bit. So you're getting 101 percentage of list price to sales price as opposed to 100, and then 18 days on market as opposed to the 14 days on market. So uh, both of those decades, buyers really love those years. So and then as you see here, 80s to 90s, you have back in 2022, a lot of people really wanted those homes. You got a lot of room for bang for your buck. COVID was happening. People really just wanted to kind of a bigger home so that they can, put their kids through school in a separate room while they were working. So one of the reasons why you see no days on market here, and then a higher original list price to sales price. But then recently, it's really not really what people want, as you can see here. I'm not saying that nobody wants it. It's just not the most sought after. So you got 14 days on market, and then as opposed to 22 of last year, and then 101% of list, or what you get out of the original price to sales price, and then as opposed to 99 of last year. And then you got 1990 to 2000 here. 90s homes are McMansions, so you got huge homes, usually on, I'm not going to say smaller lots, but as far as what we're talking about here, it's usually going to be on a smaller lot if it's a 1990s and 2000s home. A couple of areas you're going to get a little bit larger ones, but the homes in themselves, again, super big homes. 90s and 2000s, that was kind of the style. So uh, it's, you see, and again, a big bump here in 2022 for people wanting to kind of move out into that bigger home. But when you look at the combined days on market, as far as what's been happening, 41 days on market, 35 last year, and you're only getting 95% of list price to original price, and then last year was 93. So again, as you would probably not guess, these homes had a peak at about, the 60s into 70s all the way up to the 80s, and then now they're kind of going down a little bit as far as what the buyers are looking for in this market. Now 2010 kind of recovers it a little bit in the history. So a lot of people really wanted these homes, past decade or so. But as far as what's going on in the past couple of years, not as good as the 70s and 80s homes. So now we see the 17 combined days on market as opposed to the 43 that we had the year prior. And again, I do want to point out that all these, we only got 17 here, 19 here, not a lot of numbers that we're pulling from in what I'm talking about. But again, these are the stats for every single decade that we can pull from them. And then you got 99% of list price as opposed to 95 last year. And then this one I did 2010 to 2024. Just kind of show you the newer-ish homes, as well as the newer homes. They're not as sought after as you would think. A lot of people think, oh, they want brand new homes. Obviously, most of the population, about 78%, wants move-in ready homes. But as far as brand new homes, it is not what the buyers are looking for at the moment. Again, they aren't not looking for it. It's just not what all the buyers are seeking. So, and why would I say that? Well, if you look right here, combined days on market, 41 combined days on market as opposed to 51 of last year. And a lot of these, honestly, these stats here are um, a little bit misleading, just because new construction is sitting on the market for a lot longer this year than what you have seen in the past couple years. Um, and a lot of that has to do with interest rates. The interest rates being a little bit higher, people are not really wanting to put forward that money for what they value, what they see as not as valuable of a home, and then seeing the older homes, the resale homes, they might say, you know what, this brand new home with what you would see as a smaller lot in the area that I talk about is just not what we want. Um, and 97, 98% is not a horrible. It's an amazing, whenever you look at other markets, it's an amazing what you're getting out of it from original price to what you're listing. But as far as all these other stats that we've seen, it's not the best. So hope this kind of was a little eye opening for you and kind of what buyers are looking for in the market. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them down below. Uh, Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next week.